your sound. You're in a lot of places, sir.
Okay.
Like a lot of places. Have you always been like that with
Yeah,
you?
because like when
This is serious. The
always
glasses
been
have
like that.
taken off.
I'm just
Look
like,
me in the
why?
eyes.
Yeah. Conversation. But like, yeah, starting, everyone used to be like, are you a rapper? Are you a singer? Are you doing patois? You need to know your sound. You need to know your style. And then it took me a while to realize that when I say my style now, no style. I'll just do, like once I hear the beat, I just do what I feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I
like,
felt that.
So you have like one of the biggest songs of 2020, you know, Mafa Mafa is a jam, you know, on a J too is a vibe completely, you know. It all makes you feel like
bro.
you know exactly what you're doing. But would you say you're being held back in any way? Like, is that something that you feel you're not doing right that you would like to change in 2021?
I hear that, to be honest. I think I need to do more of the social media and all of that promotion. Because, like, 2020 really changed things, you know what I mean? And our thing used to be songs, shows, da-da-da, da-da-da. In 2020, there were
none
no
of that.
shows, so there's no going to schools, there's
Yeah.
no new crowd, nothing like that. It's just TikTok and Triller and stuff. And, like, yeah, I'm trying to catch up with all of that. But, yeah, 2021 is...
It's our year.
Okay, so what else are we expecting? I mean, I looked at your thingy. I don't know why you people are doing what you're doing. You upcoming artists, especially you males. I feel like it's nice. So it's nice vibe. People are doing your thing with the boys, and your sound is very boy. Let's just be guys, or whatever. I feel like people are forgetting the women. Like you're not giving us things that used to tickle our fantasies and stuff. So I'm asking now, putting you on the spot. Do you have anything in store for the girls?
My first song this year is actually featuring a girl.
Okay, you said on tea time.
All right, so
And
what
this is
girl,
actually the first time I'm saying it.
Hey!
I don't too much now. I don't give
No,
you
no,
one.
no.
I
Is she in the DMW?
No.
Okay, can you at least like
Okay,
say
the
a
first
line
letter
or
of a name and
something?
the last letter of a name.
You will. I know you're gay if I say
No,
that.
just say, okay,
I
the
know
first
you're
letter,
gay.
just the
It's
first
tea
letter.
time, spill tea.
It's still tea.
How you for me?
Drinking
Exclusive.
coffee. But yeah, no, don't let me. Don't
Okay,
worry.
first letter
I
of
already
the name.
said it. Don't, and I'm gonna come back and be like, oh yeah, remember
See,
what
when
I
you said that
said?
on this table,
This is
is
it.
blood oath. We just didn't do the blood.
I'm not playing.
You are like, we're not going back on that word. Okay, all
not
right.
playing.
Tea
All
time,
right, so
people we've heard.
a little bird told me that you're a lawyer. You know, that's kind of hard to believe with your red hair and all that
Bruh.
stuff. Yeah, but how do you combine that? You know, being a lawyer, being very professional, and has that affected your craft and songwriting as well?
That's a good question, to be honest. The law was like, you know how my dad's a lawyer, so my dad was always like, what's gonna happen to the chambers, he needs that hair, all of that. So I was like, okay, cool.
Whatever.
My jam, this thing, I didn't even feel I'm pull law, everything. I'm like, cool. Me, I want to do music, because from back in the days, Dremo, Kida, Ichaba, me, all of us, we started from Ibadan. We're all guys doing our thing and all. So like, music was always that motivation. So the law was like, oh, why, daddy, why?
Right.
But you
But like,
didn't.
I actually did go through it, and
Law
I
school
feel
too?
like, nah, I haven't gone to law school.
Okay.
You see how I said I haven't
Yeah,
gone? Because
so
I
you
still
actually
plan to
wanna-
go. Yeah,
Nice.
I still plan
Do you think you'll be able to do both? Like, do you think you'll actually be able to be a practicing lawyer, having a career in law and still doing music?
Well, yeah, because like the music for me is just natural. Like, it's like, if I no record, I feel sick. You get, so irrespective of what I'm doing, I'm still going to be making music.
Okay, well, I mean, you're doing your music now, and we know what your father feels about law, but was there any family support in regards to music?
I think
like,
they highly support you, right?
Yeah.
They
They
do.
actually do, because
Okay.
my dad was always like, if you pass, I'll give you money for studio time.
Yeah, okay, so he's smart.
So
he knows
when I
what
was-
he's doing.
I was
And you're a
acing
smarter guy, so you have to just get it.
So that you do your music.
Acing everything.
Awesome. Okay, well, I mean, you're affiliated to the
DMW.
DMW clan and all of that, which is good. I mean, everyone wants to be associated to that. But has that really genuinely helped your music in any way?
I feel like that has been the pillar behind my music stuff. Because it goes beyond having good music or being talented or all of that.
Absolutely.
You know, you really
Yeah.
need to like get people's attention. Because when people appreciate the song or call a song a hit is when everyone in the same room, you play the song, everyone knows it. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily need to like, like Gangnam Style, for example.
Yeah.
Gangnam Style just went viral and then everyone is doing,
Yeah.
you know, like Despacito as well. Despacito on Twitter is just like, oh, this song has the most views on YouTube. Boom. Everyone knows it. Bam, bam, bam. So like, it's really about that. So
what's the
yeah.
plan for Flo Wolf in 2021, man? Because I'm sure like now you have like dope hit singles, and then people are
That's
just
cooking,
anticipating way more. And
Yeah,
I'm sure
bro,
the way
yeah.
I was on your Instagram this morning, and I could see all those girls. You know, come on, man, those girls are really tripping on that your Instagram page.
With the red hair.
But
Okay.
you know, but at the end of the
do
day,
my
right?
best.
What's the plan? What are you going to be doing extra in 2021? What should we
So-
expect in an EP, an album? What is it?
So this is the thing. 2020 was mostly just me. Do you get? It wasn't like there was a team. It wasn't like there was a manager. It wasn't like there was a plan. It was just God's grace. It was basically just me sitting. Davido was recording.
It's okay. First
Yeah, I just-
name basis. Okay, brag. Stop talking shit.
So yeah, he was recording and Drummer was there. I was there as well, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I heard this song that he did. It's really nice." Blah blah blah. I'm like, boss, my laptop is in the station everywhere. And we made the song. It was literally like he just looked at me and was like, "Let me just help this guy."
Oh.
And
You know, and that's how Mafa came.
Yeah.
And then on a J2 was just us in the studio. I'm like, guys, let's just talk on a bit.
were you guys on a J?
I'm actually even wearing Jordans. So that's
Nice.
Same.
and I got Kobe as well.
You're definitely on a J.
But you know,
So this year it's gonna be more intentional, is what you're saying. You're
Yeah.
gonna have an actual team, a manager,
it's gonna
the
be
whole
more-
shebang, and all of that. Okay.
Yeah,
But I
God's
want to
grace.
know your name, Flo Wolf. Like, where is that from? What's your actual name?
So my name's Folarin. And even before the music or anything, everyone used to call me Flo.
Okay.
But then when the music started, Flo backwards is Wolf.
Oh.
And Flo Wolf backwards is Flo Wolf.
Oh wow.
Because of my versatility, you know.
Oh.
So it shows you.
How long did it take you
Rapping,
to figure that
singing, all
out?
of that.
Was that like something that you were intentional about creating that name, or is just something that just came to you naturally? Like
I'm not even going
music?
to lie, I've gone through a few names. And then that was
Give us
What's
a
the,
feel,
what's the
give us a
one that
feel.
you think about? You're like
The one that you are
what
really
is it?
ashamed of, that you're like, what?
You
Did
can
I call
whisper
myself
anyone.
that?
No one is even watching. I promise.
Candy Flow.
Candy Flow. I got the.
It's a secret.
What in the world? That's some like
But
white
it's
boy.
not about Flo. Is it that-
rapper.
Yeah, it's always been Flo. There's just always
always-
things with the flow.
I mean,
Candy
yeah.
Flow.
Candy oh,
that
wow.
one stressed me out. I'm
No,
not even
no,
gonna lie.
please, no thanks.
I was like 14.
That's some fruitcake name.
It's allowed.
It's like a white boy wants to like rap.
What
or
be your
something.
kind of name?
I was like 14. I was like, oh.
Okay, but I want to know your inspiration. I asked.
See, I'm spilling tea on this
Yeah,
one.
you are. I like it. I like it. I asked the previous guest, and I was kind of taken aback because usually I know that people influence each other, right? Like no one is under a rock or something. But maybe yours is different. I don't know. I want to know who has fueled your sound, sort of, even if it's passively or like really intentionally. Somebody that you look up to. Can you give me 3 or 4 names or whatever?
There's been a few artists like that I've listened to over time that's really like, you know, there's Lil Wayne, there's Snoop Dogg, there's Damian Marley, there's Davido. And I'm sure people can hear that a lot because like David gave us with the husky voice confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
we used to feel like, oh yeah, I can sing, my voice is husky. Yeah. And then David just came like, bruh, I'm singing. And I'm singing high notes.
Like,
You get like I'm
you know,
going,
even
I'm
when
gonna
it
sing
starts, like,
high
he's
notes.
crying, he
I'm
will
like,
still do what he
yeah,
needs to do.
like if
Yeah.
you see him in the studio, bro, you just the passion is ridiculous and it's just motivation.
You know, there's this thing called loyalty where, you know, I know you're signed to Ultra Records. I know you're
yeah.
related to
Shout out Ultra.
DMW as well. So I'd like to know, you know, where do you draw the line where you be like, okay, this is where I gotta go? Or when, you know, the Feezus, it's the fan, I'm going to have to choose one. Who would you choose?
The thing is like, you know how there's family, there's work. There's family, there's office. You get what I mean? DMW is my family, like 30BG is my family. It's not about signing, it's not about being an artist there, it's not about this, it's about all the things they've done. Dremo being my brother, they signing Dremo. The fact that they signed Dremo is shone light on me, Ichaba, Fresh. So many of us like that if I keep going, it'll be funny. Like, so DMW is just family. And then Ocho Records is the business part because Ocho signed me and like, you know, he's been trying
that's
to do.
Sopo Food
So
in
he is, so Ocho is ready for 2021.
Yeah.
Because 2020 was
So there's
more
no
laid back
choosing.
on
There's
that.
no choosing. They're both very important to you.
There's no choosing.
Okay, I want to know more about you personally, right? Like I think we've gotten a grip that you're lucky, you're in the right leg, and
He has the best of both
exactly.
worlds.
And
He has
everyone,
the business side and he has the family. Come on, man. What else
I mean,
could you
and
ask
we've
for?
had so many people on the table from Leah, too many people telling us that the DMW camp is like the safest place to be. So we know you're in good hands and stuff, and you're not sleeping either. You're working on your work and all of that. But I want to know about you personally. Your fears. I mean, you went from being a lawyer under your parents' control. Nobody knew who you were. You wouldn't have made it to Tea Time anyway, because no one would have cared what you were doing.
Maybe you would have come to analyze on about legal stories, you know.
Maybe. But now there's music and stuff. So it's a huge transition, right? And I see social media as well. You have a following, you have fans that are expecting you to be some type of way. You're now an entertainer, a public figure. So what has that change been like for you? Are you feeling it? Is it like, what is this? Or you're like giving
to be honest, I feel like from what people have said, I'm a little free-spirited. So I'm not gonna lie, when I'm outside and people are like, oh, I'm a little shocked that, it's cool, like, yeah, what's up, like. But that's not why I'm doing music. I'm not necessarily doing music because I want people to see me and say, hey, I'm doing music because I love to do music.
Right.
It's what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you listen to my music, you would know.
That there's love.
You probably haven't. But then when you go listen to my music, you'll know. You'll just be like, this guy is just having fun.
Right.
All right, so speaking of your love, because definitely I've listened to your music, I'm a fan. I'm cold. I'm a fan. I'm not even gonna lie. Yes, because money mafa. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, right? Let's just talk about putting you on the spot and you keep kicking a freestyle for us real quick, because I know you're very good and we know we're out of time. So just kick a quick freestyle for us. Or you could be one of your verses,
Okay. Aeroplane near Dabo. My wish not to own one. Make I reach Terminal 1. Oyibo pilot say a cabo. Confidence Christian Grey. Sweater Babasuwe, because it's a cold world. Gotta be prepared for every day.
Oh, shit.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Amy Woo. Amy Nori, Tutu Fowora, Jimmy Choo.
Oh,
Girl, say
check.
I'm feeling you.
Hey.
Ugly or beautiful.
Hey.
I love them all. Lele Pemila Laji Yusuf. Hustle for breakfast. Gotta work for dinner too.
Oh,
I know
shit.
if it chop last, I'm kind of picky with my food.
Okay.
Who's wearing Kyneton? Every day not dark nights.
I'll tell him.
But clown no funny for midnight. Come around my ends, better make sure you act right or sit tight. If you try bounce, it's a fight night.
Okay.
My
Okay.
circle's
He's
small,
dope.
so we push
He's
ourselves.
dope.
Okay.
He's dope.
Different
I like
ways
how
to go
your
to set.
face also even glows up and stuff. Like, that's really nice.
Yeah, with the expression.
I don't know why time flies when we're having so much fun, but unfortunately, that's all that we can say today. I'm even having too much fun. Please, thank you so much for watching. Please join the conversation on social media with the hashtag Tea Time or Twitter at us at Plus TV Africa. Remember that you can catch up on our previous episodes. Also, if you didn't catch the full interview of this absolute vibe here, you can go on our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa to catch up on all of this good stuff that we've served you today. Anyway, you can also watch Tea Time on RTTV and in London on Ben Television. A big thank you will go out to my quankos, Eniola Baby, who had to step down for social distancing, and Ifelu Oshike for keeping it jiggy with me, and my two guests, El Prince and Flo Wolf, and the entire production team. Thank you so much for watching Tea Time. I'm going to leave you with the baddest Flo himself and Mayoko and Peruzzi with No Shaking. Enjoy.
Ocho Records.
I am the flow.
Damn.
Bang bang. I'm in
See, no,
Anything you want, I do. Mayor of Lagos. Mayor boom baby. Anything you want, I do. Call me where you need me, oh. I say call me where you need anything, oh. What I feeling, oh. Loving the one way love you back. Good love, you know. I stand well for you. No shaking, oh. If it touch my mama, she know the story, oh. I hold ground for you. No shaking, no. If it ask my papa, you know the story, oh. Yeah. Anytime it's raining, I day. For you. Even when it's sunny, I day. For you. Shade where you day. If you're in trouble, baby, call my phone. 'Cause I'll catch a grenade for ya. Any pit where them dig, we go dump and pass. Roll a J for ya. I see they go make you puff and pass. Puff and pass. So call me when you need me. Oh, I say, call me when you need anything. Oh.
Hello, welcome to Plus Reports, a compilation of headline stories, an event that made the news recently. I'm Jacinta Obiuku. We begin with the unusual watch night services. Maybe we should call it December 31st service, since many churches complied with government directive to observe curfew between 12 a.m. and 4 a.m. Plus TV Africa's Mary Chenda reports.
It's an unusual crossover service for 2021. A crossover service of nose masks and social distancing as the fear of more spread of the dreaded COVID-19 variant, even as the Lagos state government has tasked churches to hold services before 12 midnight. Christians here offer prayers to God even as they recount the lockdown and the consequent economic downturn, as well as the NSAS protest and Lekki massacre that accentuated 2020. Lagos clergy Ichwa Igodalo, who is visibly full of thanks, offers the communion to congregants and charges Christians to keep the hope alive despite fears of increased COVID-19 infections.
May that favor follow you to 2021. God can never be put to shame. God can never be defeated. So what you need to do in 2021, you need to encourage yourself by remembering what God had done in the past. 2021,
At another church visited, Christians are asked to be more optimistic about 2021.
It is with faith that we come into 2021 knowing that everything we need, God has already done it, and God has gone ahead of us. How do you create your 2021? By speaking the word of God. So what we've spent time doing most part of this evening is speaking the word of God to 2021 and customizing our experience in 2021. Please mask up. We observe social distancing in church. Wash your hands. Live a healthy life. Live a clean life. That should become a habit for us. The biggest problem with COVID is the fear.
Christians generally express gratitude for 2020 and hope for a better 2021. While some Christians make it to church, others join online.
We survived, we're alive. That's just something to be very grateful for. So we thank God that we made it to the precipice of 2021.
We are sure the word of God has assured us that the better things are ahead. It's thoughts of good that he has towards us. So that's all that I'm expecting in my 2021.
Meanwhile, at this House on the Rock Cathedral, services close early enough.
It's 10:30 p.m. at this House on the Rock Cathedral, and crossover service here is over. Worshippers have been dispersed so that they can go home before 12 midnight. Now, with over 1,000 COVID-19 related deaths in Nigeria, Christians are still hopeful for a prosperous 2021. From the House on the Rock Cathedral, right here in Lagos, Nigeria, Mary Chinda reporting for Plus TV Africa.
The consensus here is that the directive from government was with good intention to keep people alive to serve God. Still on the controversy surrounding this tradition of watch night service, Osaroge Ogbonwa in this next report tried to find out how people view the government's directive.
The last day of every year marks the end of a chapter and a new start for many Nigerians. The Christian faithful for many years have developed a culture of thanksgiving for the journey so far and an opportunity to seek God's grace in the start of another year. The 31st of December sees many Nigerians run into church for service and to enter the next year in the church. This act for some assures them of God's guidance in the new year and a perfect way to begin the year in God's presence.
Number one, we try to enter the new year with optimism, together
optimism, enthusiasm, energy, fire, praise. That's the first thing we do. Say, wait a minute, we're ending together and we're entering together. So that's, you can do that at home, but again, you cannot replace the congregational power, force, joy of people coming together to end the year. And that's why I believe in crossover service.
For everything that we do as human beings, we are told to be prepared. You know, you want to get into university, be prepared. You want to start a new job, be prepared, because you don't know what the road would look like. And it's the exact same thing. And so for Christians who mindfully partake of crossover service, it is the exact same thing.
I believe in prayer. So I believe that committing your year unto God's hand and praying towards praying for God's blessings rather for the coming year, I think can impact your year.
For some others, it has no relevance to how the new year will turn out, as they either believe God's presence can be sought at any time and any place.
There's a purpose for the crossover service, and I think it is to connect with God, with the divinity of God. Secondly, God cannot do everything for man. Does it affect the outcome of next year? Yes, it does, if you're able to follow it up with a plan.
Obviously, with the power of positive thinking, you might see what you want to see. Doesn't mean that reality reflects the same thing as your vision. And if you believe in destiny, there's obviously a contradiction, because you can't pray away what is going to happen to you, whether you like it or not.
The COVID-19 pandemic has created a bit of controversy regarding being amongst other Christian faithful in church and the government's orders to limit gatherings. Depending on what a person's beliefs are, the crossover service may either mark the start of a successful year or is just another church service no different from the others.
Well, whatever divide one falls into, 2021 is here. And as they say, as you lay your bed, so you lie on it. Now, having crossed over to a new year, we took a look at another debatable tradition, New Year resolution. What exactly does this mean? Aneta Felix tried to provide answers in this next report.
A year ago, Nigerians were enthusiastic about the start of a new decade and a new year, 2020. But the coronavirus pandemic crushed the hopes and halted the plans of millions of people worldwide. As a new year beckons, Nigerians reflect on the past year with a mixed bag of feelings about the culture of making New Year resolutions.
New Year resolutions are important. Whether you follow them through is another thing, but very important is that we just have to plan.
So many people follow it through, people that are consistent. You know, it's not everybody that can manage to be consistent all through the year and beyond. Discipline consistency is very important, but does it have to come in the new year? Like we've all in everything we are doing, we usually do need that consistency and discipline in everything we are doing. So being a new year, fine, it's a new year, but I think it should be an habit even before a new year.
Performance coach Abiola Salami argues that the bone of contention is not in making resolutions, but in resolving to make them work.
The thing with New Year resolution is that a lot of people pay lip service to it. And if you really want to change, if you really want a transformation, right, it's about really scheduling that change that you want. Experts will tell us about goal setting, simple, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. What we should do is do the work, not just resolution, set measurable goals and commit to achieving those goals of renewing yourself.
A cross-section of Nigerians agree with him.
Prior to this time, I hardly make resolutions because I feel like when it comes to discipline, I wasn't so disciplined enough. So I didn't want to be frustrated at the end of the year when I look back and see that, okay, I haven't done or achieved anything yet. Well, for the coming year, and because I'm getting older and I've experienced more in life, I just feel that there's a need to make plans and then keep to your goals.
Some people can say, okay, this year I want to stop having bad friends, I want to stop smoking, I want to stop doing this. At the end of the day, they find yourself still doing the same thing. So I don't feel there's any need. Just if you know you have a goal, then follow that goal. For me, I don't have New Year resolutions. I just write down things I plan on doing next year. So I'll say that's like a goal for me.
New Year resolutions are actually important if you actually you are disciplined enough to keep to it. Because most people tend to make New Year resolutions and after the first 1 month or 2 months, they don't keep to it. So I feel if you're not ready to keep to that New Year, the resolution that you actually planned out, then there's no need for you to have it, because you have to keep through it until the end of the year.
Here's what's on the mind of some Nigerian youth to achieve in the new year.
More money. We want to make more money. Before now, I wasn't really a business person, but I'm thinking of business this coming year, and also self-development.
Next year, I would want to focus more on my business. I sell perfumes, so I would want to expand, because I like to try out new things when it comes to fragrances. So I would want to expand more, try out new things, and see how it works out. Then, of course, add weight.
My New Year resolution is to be more consistent in anything I'm doing.
Many lost loved ones and opportunities in 2020, but the advice here is that for 2021, hope must be kept alive.
Well, the question to ask is, were these resolutions just from emotion, or are they well thought out to qualify as goal settings? Over now to the first baby of the year in Lagos. Wife of the governor, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, has welcomed the first baby of the year 2021 at Motion General Hospital, Alimosho General Hospital, Igando, Lagos, and 2 other hospitals. Plus, TV Africa's Destiny Momo was there.
In keeping with the yearly tradition, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu presented gift items to the first baby and other babies during her goodwill visit to the Orile Agege General Hospital and other hospitals visited. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu says the birth of a child requires adequate care by the mother, adding that the child brings good fortune to a society and explaining that it is not by chance.
We visited Mushin. We met baby Amo, born at 12:01, 3 kg. We moved down to Alimosho. We met baby Onumba, born at 2:30 a.m. The biggest baby today, whose weight was 4.3. We now moved down to Orile Agege. We met baby Ajayi, born at 12:01. The smallest baby today, 2.3 kg. And we're now in Ainke House. We're going to meet baby Fagade, born at 12:21 and weighing 3.3.
Medical Director of Alimosho General Hospital, Dr. Madewa Adebajo, commends the state government for its effort in making health care easy for residents.
In Lagos State, the state of excellence, there have been a lot of firsts that has been recorded. And likewise, Alimosho local government and Alimosho General Hospital records a lot of firsts as well. This is the only general hospital with 2 maternal and child care centers. This is the only general hospital with a sexual assault referral center.
The new mothers, though overwhelmed with the labor pains, are happy to have their newborns celebrated by the First Lady. Meanwhile, Commissioner for Tourism commends the governor's wife for using her medical expertise to add value to the life of residents.
She has shown that she is actually a medical doctor, and we've seen it in her ramification in this administration. When you are talking about the team's agenda, I know the health is the second, and Mrs. Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu has actually shown the professionalism that attached to her name, being a medical doctor in this address.
Sanwo-Olu advises pregnant women to live a healthy lifestyle to guarantee the well-being of their babies. Destiny Momo for Plus TV Africa.
Still on this season, this year's Christmas was not only unusual due to coronavirus pandemic, it was a gloomy one for those who make a large number in the communities. Our correspondent, Osaroge Ogbonwo, took a look at the way the holiday season was for the downtrodden in the society.
The Christmas and New Year season are believed to be a time of joy and celebration. For many, it may not be exactly that, most especially in a year ravaged by a pandemic. Nigeria is still dealing with an economy in recession and the government's inability to extend palliatives to the poorest of the poor at a time like this. Plus TV Africa visits some parts of Lagos to see how they are dealing with what they term a very bleak Christmas and New Year holiday.
But to compare with the last year is more better than this year because it's not anybody that sees the opportunity of buying or killing fowl or doing anything. But for God keeping us alive, that is the most important thing.
Food and shelter seem to be all they care about in these areas, with little hope for a brighter New Year celebration. The challenge still remains. Is the once-in-a-while alms given going to take these set of people out of the poverty bracket? This season, according to commentators, gives an ample time for all to reflect on the basic needs for the downtrodden. From Oyingbo, Lagos State, Osaogie Ogbon reporting for Plus TV Africa.
Well, the essence of the season is not complete if these people are not reached out to. You're watching Plus Reports on Plus TV Africa. We'll be right back after this break.
This is Plus Politics on Plus TV Africa.
There were a lot of men, but they chose me.
Parties in Nigeria, they're simply platforms of convenience for people to go and aspire for power.
If you were not awarded a contract, then why are you coming here that you are aware?
Let me explain. No, it's okay.
Some people have also accused you of talking too much.
Even if I say things, people like Obasanjo should tell us, don't say that. Not that Obasanjo will be saying, and with results that will be carrying cake to go and say, Obasanjo, stop that.
If you have your family issues, you don't discuss them in the marketplace.
Those who will take over governance after the exit of the military will be mindful of the economic deprivation of our people.
Will the cost of governance ever be reduced?
Census good, but timing has to be right.
The people who are getting the palliative right now may be the wrong people because we do not have data.
Plus Politics, 7 p.m. Mondays to Fridays on Plus TV Africa.
It is engagement we need to have.
Those who suffer miscarriages are never taken into account.
Members of the National Assembly are also influence peddlers.
You are sitting on Nigerians' money.
From the barbing, I pay my rent. On the barbing, I send my children to school.
A consultative engagement.
No any tangible notification before they ban us.
It's one thing for people to be at your back and the heat of the moment, and another thing for them to still be with you when push comes to shove.
I will do everything to take Lagos out of the national grid.
Thanks for staying with us. Away from the festivities, let's go to our major events in the year 2020, this time on security. Nigeria faced lots of challenges, and security was one of the setbacks experienced as a nation. From southern Kaduna killings to Governor Zulum's attack and to Kankara's schoolboy's abduction. Plus TV Africa's correspondent Amadine Uyi took us through the journey of military effort to secure the country.
The year 2020 witnessed its own fair share of conflicts around the country. Available data show that Nigeria had its military engaged in over 30 states of the Federation in one operation or the other aimed at restoring peace and sanity to the troubled regions. With the insurgency in the northeast, the rise of banditry and attack on rural communities continued in the northwest. In Kaduna State, Many communities around the Beningwari area suffered from attacks from armed bandits and armed herdsmen, leading to the death and abduction of many and the destruction of property in the northwest region. Residents of some of these communities, notably from the southern Kaduna area, said the attacks had left their crops and farmlands overrun by the armed groups. The advent of the coronavirus pandemic and the subsequent lockdown by the federal government reduced the media coverage of the crisis, shifting focus to the pandemic. This, however, did not stop the attacks on some of these farming communities. According to the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project, the attacks by armed groups targeting civilians increased tremendously in the year 2020. In August, protests rocked the nation's capital over the continuous killings in southern Kaduna and government's inability to stop the trend. Representatives from southern Kaduna ethnic groups say hundreds of communities were attacked by armed gunmen, leaving a trail of sorrow, death, and blood.
We are tired. We are tired. My mother was running and crying with gunshots in the background. We are tired. We are fed up. Every day keep killing our people. We cannot keep quiet.
My village was the first village that was attacked. That's Chibok in Kyogudu. I lost 8 members of my family, and somebody is there sleeping, thinking that all is well. The government is not helping matters, and we have come here to actually voice out our feelings, to tell the whole world that the genocide that is taking place in southern Kaduna, in Kataflan, enough is enough.
While government continued to battle the security challenges, on December the 13th, armed gunmen attacked a school in Kankara, Katsina State, and abducted about 344 science school students. After several days of negotiations, the release was secured, and all the boys were united with their families. Though many condemned the act, the military in a new twist revealed that the boys were released via a military operation